So there's my weld. The other one had a, single spot weld on one side. I don't know why they wouldn't have also welded it on the other side. So we've still got enough movement for this thing. So I think it should be better welded on both sides. And that's the repair. This thing's ready to go back in. I'm debating about what to do about this. There's some sharp corners here. I think, would it be better to try to round these off somehow so we don't get any little bits and chips? Probably. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can just file some. If it's just had some round edge, I think that would take any kind of stress concentrations off of this end. Okay, so those edges rounded off with a metal file. At least there won't be any sharp edges to contact there. So you got your spring, and that spring's just gonna hook there and there. That's the function of the spring, is to open this thing out. When it goes in there, it's in there and there, and you can see how it's wanting to pull it open. Don't think I'll be able to show you with two hands, but that spring, I'm pretty sure that spring can be installed after this is around. So when we get to the machine, this end has got to be accessible. This is to the rear of the machine, and this is the lower half, because the big adjusting screw is going to go into that there. Okay guys, so you can slide it around, start with that end, and start feeding that end this way, and goes all the way around to catch you back up to here. And lo and behold, I pushed something out, the broken piece off there, so that came back. So that's good. It's not sitting around the bottom, floating around down there, which is good. I'm glad that came. Been doing this long enough to know, don't trust yourself. Look at the picture. So I got this pin in there, needs a cotter pin on this side, and that's got to intercept this edge of the band. So we got the double slotted end, pin coming through, and through this middle part. And I've used the wear marks on here to line this up, because you could put this 180 out, but the wear marks will guide you. Okay, so that's in there. Cotter pin's in. And there's some movement there, which is good. I think the next thing is working backwards here. We gotta fit this through the outside of the case and intercept what? This. So this all has to fall down, translate around, and this end then is just going to, it's so dark, sorry. That end, I don't know, do I put the screw in now or not? Unknown. I'll let you know. Okay, I threaded the screw in just a few threads. Now that'll hold the whole parking brake together, and then the whole thing's gonna fall back, and I'm gonna try to get that pin into the lower corner there. Okay, so that pin went in, and with a little bit of okay, so there's the pin looking down through that hole. That pin has intercepted, and I can't find, according to the picture here, this lower one does have a cotter pin that goes through there, but I can't find on this. Is that a hole for a cotter pin there? Okay guys, I gotta go to town, because next thing I'm doing is putting the second of these slotted pins in, and this one is retained by manual focusing in a sec. Is retained by 2 cotter pins in this hole and this hole, and they line up with these slots in here. Pretty crucial that, I don't know if we can see down this hole here. No, but okay, well they line up. They have to line up. Just seeing if you can see this. Yeah. So this is going to line up, but the cotter pin has to be sized correctly. You can see this guy compared to what I'm using is not the same. If that cotter pin is not fat enough, it's not going to engage the shaft and prevent this pin from working its way this way and out, and it's gonna contact this ring gear, or whatever that's called. So I gotta go to town and get the right size cotter pins. Okay guys, I'm back with some larger. We want to make sure that when we put these in, that the rounded edges are matched up with the rounded edge. In other words, the head wants to be in this way, not this way, so that the rounded edges are matched up with the rounds in the shaft, if that makes sense. Okay, so we got the 2 cotter pins in there holding that shaft. Now we're going to bring this back, and I think all we have left is this pin, and those are going to slot in between these 2 that move independently here. Alright, so the shaft came back in pretty well, and then I know in the diagram this goes in from the other direction, but I can see why guys put it in this way, even though it makes removal more difficult because the cotter pin is on this inaccessible side. There's very, very little room to get any fingers down here to start slotting it in. As well, when the pin came out, like, it's hard if it came out on that side to get anything underneath to grab it. So I think overall this is the better way to put it in. And guys, I changed my mind after I tried to get the cotter pin bent. So getting it in there, I used a magnetic this thing to just grab the end of it, and I lowered it down there, and then my left hand you can move these little ears up, line it up and slot it through there, and then just reach down with something to push it through. It's hard to get a tool on this side to bend the cotter pin after that's in. So I think overall, changed my mind. Were you saying to yourself, he forgot the spring? You were right. I don't know if I can get it on now, but I'll try. I have to reach down and try to hook it on. Okay guys, the spring is on. My bad. I had to take everything apart again. Reuse the cotter pins. Not recommended. And that's it. She's ready for adjustment by the screw, which to adjust it, you tighten that screw, but you can't do that till the handle's on. Can't put the handle back on until I get the transmission cover put back on, because there's 2 bolts that Actually, this one, yeah, that bolts into, oh, I probably can't see, it's too dark, it's over there. There's the bracket. So that bolt's gonna hold on to that bracket, so no sense really adjusting it until this thing is locked down again. This thing here, guys, could have caught me right at the end of a job, but just putting the tray back in, there's this hole here has to sit on, there's like part of the lube feed tubes are in under there, and I noticed it when I went to shift, and the shafts here were interfering with that tray. So just make sure that it's this little notch here is for this, and then you've got it sitting down, and it sort of goes down more once you have that sitting on top of that feed tube. Okay guys, so for adjusting your parking brake, you set it up into the first tooth here. Then you're going to remove this plug. Remove that plug, and then inside there there's a big adjusting screw. Take my word for it, flathead screwdriver. You tighten it by hand. And then you go down underneath. Over to this, I've already loosened the jam nut here, right here. So loosen that jam nut, and then you tighten the adjusting screw. Mine's got, something got driven over it, so you tighten that, and then you back it off by 2 full turns. And once you have it backed off, then once you have it backed off, then tighten the jam nut.